Okay, so I'm going to be talking today about basically our TENS notebook that we've been working on. And then I'm going to dig deeper into it and then give you guys some extra tips about it. And then a few other things about like Follow Up Friday. And Rachel Nutter and I, we have decided we're going to be doing something really fun together. And I'm really excited because she's awesome. If you watch this, love ya. But I'm really excited for it, so I'll tell you guys that at the very end. So, take out your TENS list. Now, I've been talking to everybody, and this is something that like we're training our minds to get used to. I'm telling you though, like after you just keep doing it over and over, I'm still training my mind because it's something new, but it's working. So I'm like, okay, you have to just like literally the other day, Emily, I think she texted me, and even Katie, you were like, I was kind of behind, but tomorrow I'm going to like pick it up and I'm going to, you know, make up for what I wasn't able to do these past few days. And Emily, she was like, I'm not going to bed until this is done. And I love that attitude of it because that's kind of like how I am too, where I'm like, I feel like bad now that I haven't done it. Cause I'm like, if I want my business to grow, I have to do this. I have to be adding people, which this covers adding people. I have to be talking to new people. This is covering those talking to new people. I have to be creating relationships. This is covering that. So like when I haven't, and I'm guilty of it, when I haven't finished like my TENS list, I'm like, dang it, when I get to bed. And then most of the time I have woken back up or got back up and done them. Sometimes I have been lazy and I didn't do it, but now I'm telling you guys this because I know you guys are in the same boat because we're all trying to like train ourselves to be proactive and doing this every single day, that you just have to just do it. Like there's no other way. Like you won't see the results unless you do the work for it. And but I wanted to give you guys a little bit more tips on that because since I've been doing it a little bit longer, I've kind of been able to tweak it a little bit and seeing what's working, what's not working type thing. So, where did my notes just go? Oh, shoot. Oh, there it is. Okay, so when you're writing down your TENS list, so keep in mind, when I started, I did a 25s list. It's way too much. Don't do 25 unless you're like not doing anything in the day. Because if you think of it, then you're talking to 25 people, and when you catch up to like that 6-day mark, you're talking to what's 25 times 6? It's like 150 people a day, like new people that you're trying to continue these relationships. It's just too much. So the 10 is like a good, what do you call it? Like what's that called when you, like a good number to be with. I can't remember what's that word where you're like a sweet spot, good sweet spot. Obviously, if you have more time and you see after a while that you can add more people, add more spots every single day if that's what you want to do. So, so remember, I did 25, so I'm going to show you guys my 25, but I'm going to show you what I did because this is the significant part of it. So, I have a lot of like chicken scratch all over it. Please don't take my people once again. I've worked really hard talking to them. So basically, what I've been doing is, as I'm going down and I'm talking to these people, if they say they're interested, whether it's yes, they're interested in a product or I'm being a model, or whether they say, I'll ask my friends, I'm not really interested. And as I'm going through, if I think someone would be really good at the business, I've even added now underneath the part where I say like, I'm looking for product models, or I'm looking for models for either weight loss or detox, or growing out your hair. I've added underneath it, and I'm like, I also wanted to let you know, I think you'd be really great at what I do. I've literally been stalking your page for a few days, and I literally say that because I'm like, I want them to know that, like, that's the type of person I am. I'm going to come out and say it. And I'm like, I've literally been stalking your page for a few days, and I think you'd be great at what I do. Is it something you'd be open to hearing more about? And I'm so excited that I started doing that, and I've only been doing that for probably about 4 days now, and I have, I can look, I have 6 new people that are said, you know, I've kind of been seeing what you've been doing too, like, just tell me a little bit more. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is actually working. So as you go down, if they're saying yes, they want to be a model, yes, no, they want to be a model, but maybe they'll ask their friends, or they're saying, yes, I want to be part of the business, circle their name. The reason for that is because when you can go back and like see like this, I can go back here now and I can see all these people who are circled are people who are interested in some sort of way to help me, whether it's becoming a customer, a distributor, or asking their friends to do it. So I can go back to them on Follow Up Friday. So then what I've started to do is I wrote down their friend count and their follower count. The reason for that is because what I'm noticing is that people who are on social media more, because I run my business mostly on social media. I do face-to-face every once in a while, but I'm a single mom and I can't really take my son everywhere on like group parties and everything because he's like a wild one, he's 3. So I have to do a lot of my stuff on social media. But because I do a lot of it on social media, I'm noticing that when people have more friends on social media and when they're more active on social media, those are the type of people who I want on my team, because they are going, if they're already doing it, they're going to be able to just intertwine it works with it with the people who they've already been talking to, and they're more inclined to be successfully doing what we should be doing every single day because they're already on social media. So I've noticed, like, because of how we've set this up and we're in contact with them for about 5 days, and on day 6 we ask them, I've been able to figure out, like, okay, this person I really want on my team. Or like I'd find somebody else and I'd be like, okay, that person I do not want on my team. And I literally put because I don't want anyone ever to see this and be like cross them out or something. I just put But so I know when I come back, if they say like, I've been watching you, let's say in 5 months from now, and they're like, I've been watching you and I really want to make some extra money, and I wrote I'd be like, I'll give it the chance, but there's a reason why I put because the people who are on our team, and I think I talked about this last week, the people who are on our team or your team, because you guys are going to be starting to grow your team, are people who you're going to be in contact with a lot. So like if you're not going to like vibe with them, you don't want them on your team because it's going to be a waste of space. And I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth, because you're not going to want to help them because you're going to be distant from them. So like you guys are all people who like I can connect with like so well. Like that's why I'm really thankful that you guys are on my team. And I really feel like God put you guys on my team because we are so much alike. And I just really like the system that we've come up here with, because in those 5 days that you're doing quick, liking 3 things, a comment another day, liking 2 things, adding 5 friends on Facebook / liking 1 and commenting, you can determine if you want them on your team or not. And like the way that we're presenting this is basically we're starting with the opportunity of being a product model, and then we're able to either come right out the bat and say, hey, I know you'd be really good at what I do, or would you be open to learning more about it before they even buy those products for being a product model? Or we can wait, they could be a product model, and let's say they like all of a sudden they love our products and they're like diehard fan of them, then that's a great opportunity to be like, okay, I know you already love our products, so why not make some money while you're using our products? So circling people as you go down is like super important, because then you can just quickly scroll back and flip back and you can see who's interested in some sort of way. Okay, now when they sign up as a loyal customer or distributor, highlight their name so that you can easily come back to them and follow up with them. This is kind of like our organization of loyal customers too. Because you'll see it, like I have over 200 loyal customers, and it gets like crazy to like keep up with them because I wasn't as organized as I should have been before. Now what I've done is I have this in the back of my book here, and I have like all my loyal customers that I've ever signed. And I have like from 2017 and before, I wrote them all down, so I have them there. But this book now is going to be my 2018 and beyond. I'm getting really hot right now talking. Maybe it's the wrap working, you know. Okay, so then if there's somebody who like I really want on my team, like I can already tell, I star their name next to it. Or if it's somebody who was like really interested in doing a product, I star next to it. So that's like my first, like I see the star and I'm like, okay, they're my first people who I'm gonna follow up with. Okay, I also write down next to them, like if it's a potential distributor, PDT, a potential loyal customer, PLC. Now that we have the second area over here where you can type or write in what they're interested in. I write in if they want to lose 10 pounds, 50 pounds, I write it right there so I can refer right back to it. I write down if they're pregnant. That's a big one because I know for sure a lot of people after that they have the baby, they want to tighten up and they want to get back in shape. And like, it's just a mental thought process that us moms have. You know, we have the baby and then we're like, okay, like we want to get back into shape. And so I write down like this girl right here, she's pregnant, and I know that I can go back on December 19th-ish is when I talked to her originally. And so I know obviously 9 months later she's going to have the baby, but if I know how far along she is in the pregnancy, I'll just put like 20 weeks pregnant or something like that so I can refer back to it. Making these little itty bitty notes like as you're going is going to help you at the end. And then I also put, if people are barely on Instagram or Facebook, like if I go to like, you know, on the 5 days that we're doing things and go to ask them on the 6th day, and I've literally scrolled back 4 weeks, they're not on Instagram, they're not on Facebook, they're probably not going to respond to my message because they haven't been on. So I write that like barely on Facebook, barely on Instagram, so that I know that they're not as inclined to be on social media, so they're probably not going to respond to me, so I won't get as upset. And I just take no's as not right now. I don't I never say like cross them out, they're never on it. I just say like it's not right now. Unless someone comes to me and is like, I am not interested, don't message me back. And I've only had like 2 people in my whole 3 years doing this. So I always take no as a not right now. Okay, so I've added to the comment day. So day 2 is comment, and then day 5 is comment. I've done comment with a question. So the reason for that is because I've noticed that when I'm commenting with the question, almost every single time, literally almost every single time, they will respond, and right after I get the notification that they responded, they go on my page and they have liked 5 or 6 of my pictures. And I'm like, I see you creeping. Like, so I've noticed that if you end with that question, they're curious of who you are, and then they go look at your stuff. And as long as you're posting stuff about It Works as well, they're gonna know that you are part of a company that is going to help them, whether it's money, whether it's products, whether it's getting fit. And then another thing was on Instagram and Facebook, because of Facebook's algorithm and because of Instagram being owned by Facebook, posting that on the actual social media news feed, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, I'm doing a lot less of them. Like I do like 2 or 3 a day, maybe. But I'm doing like stories throughout the day, like a whole bunch, and like stupid things. Well, John saw my story probably, or maybe he saw the post on Facebook, one of the 2, because that was a pretty good one. But I'm doing things of like food, like how to bake 2 pizzas at one time in one pan. I had so many people today like message me and be like, oh my God, or like they reacted to the story. But then like the next one the next one was really funny because it was like losing weight and stuff. And I was like, I'm literally saying eat pizza and then lose weight. But I'm trying to incorporate some of my keto meals that I'm making in there. I've had multiple people when I do like a keto meal, they'll respond to the story and they'll be like, give me the recipe for this, because they're also either doing keto, and that's when I know that they are doing keto and I can offer them the keto coffee, and our future products that's going to be coming out, but in 2018. But stories is like where it's at, and if you're not doing the polls in the story, please do that. So as I'm doing the polls and the stories, so basically if I did a picture of like somebody with super long hair, and I put like, I'm looking for 4 hair models who's wanting to grow out their hair, I'll put a poll, and on one side of the poll, I never say like yes or no. I don't give anyone the option to say no, because I don't want that negativity to show up. I don't want to see someone be like negative to me. So I say like, hell yeah, I want this, or I needed this yesterday, or, you know, something like that, to where they're in, whether they pick each side means the same thing, but it's just not giving the option of being sassy pants to me. But then I really hope Facebook comes out with the poll. I think it will, but eventually. But with Instagram, if you scroll up, like after you do your poll, and like it'll say like 100% says something, or 50% says this, and 20 or that didn't add up. 50% says this and 50% says this. Then you can literally swipe your finger up and you can see all the people who said yes, or they said, I needed this yesterday, or hell yeah, I need that. And then I screenshot it, and then I'm able to go back, and I have like a folder in my phone, and I'm able to go back to those people, and those people are like my first people that I'm going to be reaching out to, because they have already seen that I have something for them. I've added them to my list. So like, let's say I've already, because on Sundays, and like I said, we're still getting used to like doing these lists and stuff. So this is going to be an ongoing process of like, do it this way, maybe let's change it this way. And if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know, because then your input helps me too. And my input hopefully helps you as well. But like on Sunday, I went through and I literally have set up my whole days for the next, where am I at? Yeah, for the next 7 days. I already wrote all the people down that I'm going to be reaching out to. My people, I've already picked them. Sorry if you're not on it. You can be on it next week. But if somebody goes on and they say like, yes, they really want a product, they're interested in being a hair model or whatever like that, I personally, I don't reach out to them right away. And I'm not like, okay, do you want to order right now? Because we all know that sometimes it takes a little while for them to order. So what I've been doing is I add them to my next day 10s list. So it might turn into a 14s list on that one day, or it might turn into a 12 list, or you know what I mean? Depending on who's been responding. But I noticed that when I've been doing that, then what I'm doing is for the next 5 days, I am creeping on their page, and they know I'm creeping on their page because I'm commenting, I'm liking, I'm commenting some more, I'm liking some more. And then they have gone back on my page because they see me creeping, so they're going to go creep too. They've seen my stuff, and now they're interested in more things than just the one thing that they were talking about. So then most of the time, because I've been posting a lot about hair, skin, and nails, and I've been posting a lot about obviously weight loss, I haven't really focused much about like skincare or essential oils much because of that script that we've been saying to people, which was the, hey, so-and-so, or hey, girly, because that's how I talk. I'm wondering if you wanted to be a model for either weight loss or detox or growing out your hair. And are you interested, or do you know anyone who might be interested? So because I've been saying those basically 2 ways of being a loyal customer with us, I've been focusing on advertising, and I would say marketing in the way of those products as well. So I already know. So for example, let's go to this page. Okay. So this page right here, this just happens to be the Saturday before I started to like the next Sunday list. So I had put them all on my Sunday list, but there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, there was 10 because 2 of them didn't count, but there was 10 people who commented in some way that they were either interested in making money or they wanted to be a hair model. So right next to them, I circled their name because I already knew they were interested. I wrote HSN, hair, skin, and nails, or I circled their name and I put PDT, personal potential distributor. And for 5 days, I've been creeping on their stuff, and they've been creeping on my stuff back and forth. I see it. Like, I know that they are looking at my stuff. And today was the day that I asked them. I was like, hey, are you interested in blah, blah, our script that we've been talking about. And out of the 10 that said they were interested in one way or whatnot, there were 6 who I am going to be calling tomorrow. And so I really feel like, and that's not an like average like comparison of what normally happens before we started doing this 10s page. Like I would maybe get a response, like maybe 1 or 2 people if I reached out to 10 people, like maybe. It's just how it works. But because they've been creeping on my stuff and I've been creeping on their stuff and we've been like going back and forth, like they saw me come up in a DM and they were like, oh, Megan's messaging me. So that's what I would suggest doing. If somebody responds to a poll, It Works related. If you say like, I want to be I'm looking for 4 hair models or whatever it is, and they say me, I want to be write them on your next day. And like I said, it might turn into a 14s list or whatever, and then creep on them for 5 days. Let them creep on you for 5 days, and then ask them about being a hair model for you. Okay, so circle I talked about. Okay, if they say no, my response to them is, I completely understand. Do you know anyone who can use an extra $500? I just brought up the business. So I've had a few people be like, well, me. And that's when I've started to go into the business part of this. If they said, I'm not really interested, but I can ask some of my friends, I respond to them and I'm like, I understand. Thanks for responding. Are you open to, if I give you something to post on your wall or your story, will you post it? And a lot of them have said yes. So I'm going to be going back on this Friday and reaching out to those people and giving them what it is that they're going to post on their story or whatnot. But I'm noticing that if you don't end the conversation with like, okay, thanks, you're able to still be able to possibly make a potential distributor, or maybe even loyal customers from their friends, even if they are not interested. Okay, so FUF, if you don't know what that means, it's Follow Up Friday. So every Friday is a great day to follow up with people, and the reason for that is because it's payday. I mean, pretty much a lot of people get paid on Fridays. So that's why when circling people as you're going down is a really good way to kind of keep track of who's interested, because on Friday you can go back to your 10s list and you can be like, oh, Nicole was really interested. Jenny was really interested. Cleaving Mind from Instagram, she was really interested. So I can go back to them and I can message them on Friday and say, hey, I know we already talked about you wanting to be one of my models. I wanted to see if it's a good time right now for us to get you started. The circles would be the people you want to first follow up with, but then don't forget about the people who you already probably or you already have asked, and maybe they've seen it. If you can see in the bottom and it says seen, or you can on Facebook, I think it says a little bubble falls down, you can see that they saw it. Then those are people who you want to follow up with also, because they already read it. They may just not have the balls enough to say something back to you. Okay, I'm almost done. So, okay, so this is something I'm going to kind of go over next week a little bit more of, but don't forget to unfollow and unfriend people on Facebook and Instagram too. The reason for that is because of the Facebook algorithm. If you have a whole bunch of people who are just waiting in your sent friend request box, it could mess up your algorithm. So I'll go over that next week of like how to find that and how to keep up with that and everything. But just in the back of your mind, don't forget to unfriend and unfollow. Oh, fun fact, if you guys are actually doing this, we are adding 60 new people a day. No, I'm sorry, 50 new people a day. That's like pretty good. 50 people a day. That's 50 new people who didn't know about your business before. Whether or not they may not friend request you back, of those 50, you're probably going to get maybe 12 to 20 people say friend request you back or follow you back. So it's a really, really cool to like see that like we're adding all these people on a daily basis because of this 10s list, and we're keeping up with them as well. And then a really good way to do, like if you are doing on Sunday and like planning out your week in advance, a good way to like figure out who to start with is go back on your Instagram or Facebook, whoever's liked or commented on your pictures, put them down on a day to reach out to them in the next 7 days, because they are interested in some way, shape, or form. Make sure obviously they speak English, make sure they're not, oh, that's another thing. So this 10th list is really good because I did not know that I was following so many other It Works distributors and friends with It Works distributors until this list. And I've had these people down on my list of being like, they would be really good on my team. They're already in It Works. So this being in contact with them for like 5 days in a row has given me the opportunity to not make that mistake and message somebody who's already in It Works and look like a dummy. And so by like day 2, I obviously realized like they're already in It Works. Like they're not going to want to be my customer. They're already a distributor. Or if they're already using products, like sometimes people post about it. I can see that because I've been following or stalking them for 5 days. I wanted to see if you guys were interested in starting up, since we're starting to get kind of a groove in this, next week, starting to do Thursday, they're called opportunity events or Rappy hours, but I want to change them up and I want to do like model events, since we've been actually wording everything as like a hair model, a weight loss or detox model. I wanted to see if you guys would be interested in that. I'm all about doing it to like live. So like I'd probably do the first few of them, and then if you guys would be open to helping me with them. But we can add all these people who we've circled to our live event, and they can see about different products. Like I'll talk about different products. By then, hopefully I'll be 15 pounds down using the keto and our products, and I can talk about that. I can be showing our results with, Hannah, you can show your results with your wraps. Is that something you guys would be interested in starting up? Yeah? Okay. I just want to make sure with you guys first, because eventually, like I said, I'll do the first few, but I will need you guys' help with doing these. Okay, so last thing I'm going to talk about, actually, I'm going to stop the recording right here. Talk to you later. Hold on.